the senator from my state of Tennessee, Bill Hagerty. Senator, how are you, sir?
I'm great, Mike. It's good to be with you this morning.
Really glad you're here. Tell us about your amendment that you proposed that the Democrats blocked.
Well, this occurred in the wee hours of Saturday morning this weekend. Again, this was pushed back. Chuck Schumer maintained ball control as late as he possibly could, right up to the point that the government almost shut down. But what he wanted to avoid, yet he couldn't, was the fact that I was going to put to the floor legislation that would stop the use of taxpayer money to fly illegal aliens in here on charter planes from countries like Nicaragua, Haiti. You've got Venezuelans that are being put on charter planes, all courtesy of U.S. taxpayer government, the U.S. government, U.S. taxpayer dollars, and flown into America. They're not crossing the border; they're flying over the border into 43 different airports here in America. Last year alone, 320,000 illegal migrants were flown into the United States of America using this method by the Biden administration. I put a simple vote to the floor. Let's stop using taxpayer funds to do that. Let's stop the Biden administration from doing this. Every single Democrat voted against me. Every single Democrat voted to continue this preposterous policy of flying people in here illegally by the thousands into our country. And this links back to an amendment I put forward 2 weeks prior. That legislation was quite simple as well. It said we should stop counting illegal migrants in the apportionment of congressional seats and electoral votes. I think most people in America are shocked to find out that's what's happening right now. We don't count people that are here on vacation. We don't count people that are here serving as diplomats. Why in the world should we count people that are here illegally? Yet that is what's happening. That is the motive behind the crime in our border, because if you look at people leaving these blue states like New York, like Illinois, like California, and then you think about where are the sanctuary cities? New York, Manhattan, Chicago, San Francisco, L.A. I think it makes the motive very, very clear. They're trying to maintain their power in the Congress. In fact, if you look at the 10 million people that Joe Biden has flown in just in his administration, that would account for 13 congressional seats. Can you believe that? 13 congressional seats alone. We've got a majority of one here in the United States Congress right now. They're talking about 13 congressional seats and therefore 13 electoral votes. You think about how close these elections are. This really matters. That's what they're doing.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, that's amazing. I just want to be clear, because I think that the first thing that you started talking about, I think it's still, and we're on this here at Breitbart News Daily, but I think even for us, it's like, wait, so you're not talking about flying illegal aliens from Texas to Chicago. You're talking about flying them from Honduras to Chicago.
Yes, these people are being collected by the U.S. government and flown in directly from their countries of origin. I'm talking about flying them in here from Colombia, Venezuela. The crime rate's gone down in Venezuela. You know why? Venezuelan gangs are all operating up here right now. You remember seeing those two Venezuelans who brutally beat police officers in New York, then they were released with no bail and, fled to California. You think about the crime that's going on right here in our neck of the woods. The murder that took place at the University of Georgia. Another Venezuelan did that after he committed a crime in Manhattan, walked away because they let him go with no bail, came down to Georgia and killed Laken Riley. It's just preposterous that we're allowing this to go on. But the Biden administration is so desperate to get these people in so that they can count them, that they're willing to look the other way and see all of this crime, the devastation that fentanyl is causing, everything that goes along with this is a complete crisis. Yet they're managing this crisis so they can control the Congress.
Just a couple months ago, we first heard about these immigration centers that we have opened up in these other countries to bypass the traffickers. And that's what Mayorkas is like, hey, these traffickers are so dangerous. So we really just need to just skip over them. And he said, this is a hemispheric challenge. It's the head of Department of Homeland Security, our homeland, a hemispheric challenge that demands hemispheric solutions. What in the world, Senator?
This is Orwellian. What he's saying is that the United States government is becoming the trafficker now.
Yes.
And I don't think our taxpayer dollars
should be
spending for this, right? They misuse a process called parole, which is supposed to be evaluated on a case-by-case basis, yet they're bringing in 30,000 people. It's just amazing what they're doing with this. And in fact, I said last year, 320,000 total over the course of a year they utilized with this airlift program.
We're talking with Senator Bill Hagerty from Tennessee, who, among others, is on the Foreign Relations Committee. So I have a question about a foreign relations. 60 Minutes just talked with the president of Mexico, who said, I'll help with immigration. I need $20 billion a year. I need you to lift your sanctions on Venezuela. I need you to end your Cuban embargo. And you need to legalize all Mexican who are living in America illegally in the moment. What do you say to that starting point?
Well, I just think it's a shock that Americans sit here and watch, the president of another country come here and basically try to extort us. What it underscores is how weak this administration is perceived in the eyes of leaders around the world. When President Trump wanted AMLO to step up and do the right thing, he told him, I'm going to put a tariff on every good that comes across that border unless you step up and start helping us with this immigration crisis. The next thing you know, we got 25,000 Mexican troops on that border. In this administration, Joe Biden, AMLO comes up and he's setting the terms. He's telling us who we've got to pay, who we've got to deal with. And by the way, here's how things are going to work in your country. I'm going to have all my countrymen, he calls them. That's what he threatened last year. He's going to have his countrymen not vote for Republicans. He's threatening to have them not vote for Republicans. They shouldn't be voting at all if they're Mexican countrymen. So I don't know what in the hell's going on with this, except to say that AMLO is bold beyond my imagination. It's because this administration is not standing from a position of strength like President Trump was. They're standing from a position of appeasement and weakness.
Wow, to call them my countrymen, that's true and telling.
Yeah,
obviously.
No, it certainly is.
Yeah, you said, you mentioned the blue cities, being sent to blue cities. That's definitely true. But someone just sent me this link from a local news report. I'm in Franklin, saying that Franklin is going to get, or Franklin in this area, like Murfreesboro, Franklin area, south of Nashville, is going to get 600 illegals. They got a letter from Department of Homeland Security saying that these non-citizens will be coming to our town. Is this like how this works? Like you get a note from Homeland Security saying, get ready?
Yeah, they send a note to the chief of police. And if the number of people that have said, the number of illegal immigrants have said that they want to come to your area exceeds 500 in any given week, get this is a weekly count. If the number is greater than 500 a week, then notification has to be given to local authorities. Somehow the Biden administration has decided that the chief of police is the correct local authority. It's not the mayor. It's not the governor. It's not an elected official, but it's the chief of police is getting this. And we found it across Middle Tennessee. These letters are coming in. So it's again, just showing you the magnitude of the crime that's going on here. And the Biden administration is facilitating every aspect of this.
Okay, why would, this is clearly the biggest issue in the election, and not just for us, not just for like hardcore conservative senator, but for like everyone, that this is like the thing. Why are they not at least cynically softening their stance for political reasons in the next 7 months?
Well, we saw this happen. We saw the cynicism for political reasons happen a few weeks ago when they put forward this so-called border bill. It was a fake bill. It wasn't designed to seal the border at all. It was designed to get more funds and more resources to process people in here more rapidly. They wanted the ability to vote on that. They wouldn't let us amend it, change it, or improve it. They wanted to throw it on the floor, have a fake vote, so Democrats could say they're for border security. I can tell you, you know this, I am for border security. I was forced to vote no on that bill. And Democrats, waving their hands in the air, yes, we voted for border security, now it's the Republicans' fault. Well, listen, in 2021, they promised us there was no problem at the border, no crisis. 2022, Mayorkas says the border is secure. You remember that. 23, no problem. Suddenly we get into an election year. Now there's a crisis at the border. They get the media all stirred up about it. They throw this fake vote on the floor. They get a chance to vote yes, and then they walk away. Now there's no action whatsoever taking place. We'd heard leading up to that Joe Biden might take executive order. He might do something with an executive order, I should say, to take action on this. Make no mistake, the first 100 days of his administration, it felt like years. The first 100 days of his administration, he issued 94 separate executive orders to undo the secure border that Donald Trump left him. He has the power and the authority right now to come back, begin building the wall again, stop, catch and release, start deporting criminals again. All of the things that they will not do. The Remain in Mexico policy that was so effective, they've walked away from it. They need to reinstitute that. Instead, Mexico is telling us how it's going to be here in America. It's just shocking what has happened because of this weak posture and this weak policy. And again, there's a motive to it. And the motive is they want these people here to backfill these states that are losing population, losing citizens, because they know they can count them. They can count these illegal migrants to retain congressional districts and electoral votes.
Senator Bill Hagerty from the great state of Tennessee. Senator, great to talk to you, sir. Thank
Always
you.
wonderful to be with you. Thank you. Take care.